Okay, so that's the brassica cage done for the kale, sprouts and everything else. I've used this cheap netting, which you can get from Poundland, something like 40 metres of it or something for £1, obviously. I don't particularly like it for the simple reason that a few years ago I accidentally caught a bird in it and the poor thing died, little sparrow. So what I've learnt is when you can, or if you do use it, try and get it tight. Add things like this because it stops the birds flying into it because they can see it, and round the bottom, which is where the bird got caught, don't go all the way to the floor. I'll show you like that, because obviously birds like to walk around on the floor and they walk into things and they get their feet tangled. So that's why the wood's there around the edge. You know, it's to stop butterflies and pigeons. So you know, hopefully that should work. It's not bad stuff. It's only going to last 1 year, but it's £1. So I mean, I much prefer the scaffold netting, and that scaffold netting I've had that years, and the birds don't get tangled up in that. But it's more expensive. You know, that's £1 for 40 metres. That's about £25 for 30 metres. So, and at the moment, it was just financially better for me to buy. Well, not even buy it. I had some in the shed to use that rather than spend £25 on netting. I've also found this. I don't know. It was behind my shed. Someone's obviously lost it. It was buried. It's obviously keep birds and stuff away because I don't know if you know, but the eyes are the things that pigeons don't like. They think they're being watched by a hawk. So obviously this will flap around in the wind and should hopefully keep the birds and pigeons away. More so to keep them away from the netting rather than the vegetables. The pigeons do damage, but the little birds don't. But I don't want them to get caught. Pumpkins are in, and hopefully that pumpkin will go that way. That pumpkin should go that way, and then the tomatoes hopefully should go up. So they're little cherry tomatoes as well, so they should ripen nicely outside. I've popped a tomato in there too, cherry tomatoes. And then I've also put some tomatoes around here, cherry tomatoes. The reason I've separated them out is just I do okay with outdoor tomatoes. I don't do great with them. There's some there, but I want the cherry ones. They should ripen quicker, hopefully be well established before any blight maybe hits them. And the idea behind it is that if I do get blight outside, let's say I get blight on these ones, I can quickly whip them out, burn them, and then those three over there won't be affected, or vice versa. You never know, it might not work like that, but there's space. Nothing else is going to grow in the pumpkins because of the leaves, but the leaves should act like a nice mulch for the tomatoes, and tomatoes, they should get on alright. And the same there, the tomatoes should grow up, my leeks will grow up. Just a little bit of a footpath down the middle to pick tomatoes with my kale and stuff behind, and my peas. And then once my peas are done, I can then plant more brassicas and stuff in that netting for the winter. So there's a bit of method to my madness. All the slug pellets you can see are the organic ones. Seem to be working really well. I tend to, with slug pellets, if it helps anyone, yes, put a few around the plants, but also put some in random places. You see I get a lot of bricks around. Bricks are handy to have, they hold down netting and other things, to beat. But also, they're also good to have because slugs like bricks because they like to hide under them. So you can move them out of the way, and then you can find a slug, and then you can squish him. There's a worm there. No slugs under that one. So put it back like that. And this is what I tend to do. Also, like, if you look down here, I've scattered a couple of slug pellets around the little pine cones again, because slugs like this. So you put a slug pellet, again organic slug pellet, you put one down there. If there's a slug living in there, he's going to eat that. And then he's going to be brown bread. French beans seem to have grown an inch since yesterday. And then I got some stragglers there that are either going to be composted, or if next week I pop down and any of my cabbages have been eaten, I will pop a couple in. Sweet corn as well is coming on, end of the week. That can go in another bed, so I'll have 2 sweet corn beds. Again, as you'll see, look, might sound silly, but put a few slug pellets down here around the bricks, because this is the place where slugs like to lurk. And there probably won't be any slugs here because I did it the other day, but I moved. No, just worms. Oh, by the way, if you have got worms and things, don't put the brick back on top of them, just move it out of the way. So obviously you'll squash them. There you go. So yeah, it's a good habit to get into, basically. Going along, move the brick, look for a slug. If there's there, pick it up and squish it. Wood lice. I know wood lice eat roots of plants and stuff, but I don't really have much of a problem with them. I have more of a problem with them in pots than anything else. Okay, so that's the garden so far. I will be down in the middle of the week to do some more jobs. Sorry, pick a plant up. Yeah, so I'll be down in the middle of the week to do some more jobs, and I'll keep you informed. Let's just say goodbye to the bees, shall we? They're still doing very well. Okay, TTFN. Hi there, how you doing? So I've popped down to my allotment. It's about 7 o'clock in the evening. I've got to be somewhere tomorrow, so it means that it could be 2 days without watering, and it's been baking hot today. So I thought I'd best come down tonight, give everywhere a damn good water, and it means I haven't got to worry about it tomorrow. And then just give it one more water before the weekend. So it's actually quite nice at 7 o'clock at night. I might start coming down in the summer later. I mean, it's in the summer it's light till like 10 o'clock, so I could quite easily get 4 hours down the allotment. Nice cool weather. That might be an idea. Right, I'm going to turn you off because I'm going to my mate's shed to borrow a hose pipe adapter, and he probably doesn't want me to show you his shed, so catch you soon. Okay, so got the hose pipe adapter and just walking down to the plot now. Have to excuse my appearance. My son decided to squirt me with the water pistol as I was leaving the house. So I'm in a slightly damp hair, slightly damp t-shirt. So here's the plot. Everything's looking pretty reasonable. I'll just open up the water. It's quite good here. We've got padlocks on the water, which basically stops people from stealing the fittings. So just bear with me a sec. Yeah, it's quite a nice feature of the plots actually. You know, we've got taps dotted around. I'm lucky that I've actually got the tap right on the edge of my plot. and then they're locked up. So it stops, obviously, scrap metal people, the brass fittings, are the first thing that goes when someone breaks into an allotment, and the copper pipes and this that, and the other. So it's quite good that our allotment put padlocks on. Well, I think it is anyway. Okay, so I'll do some watering and then I'll show you around. Okay, so flying tour now. I've just watered. Going by the camera, it's taken 25 minutes. So I'll just fly around really quickly. So potatoes are really picking up after the frost. Sassafras is really coming good. Spinach is gone mental, which is great. Picked some of that over the weekend. Carrots, beetroot, everything's going really good now. I've got rows popping up everywhere. Wildflowers are coming good. Strawberries are coming back after the frost hit them. Sweet corn's really popped up, another maybe 2 inches since it's been sitting there in the sun. We're about 3 days. Great. French beans, runner beans, they're all starting to shoot up now. There's a bit of slug damage there. I have left the slug pellets in the car. Don't particularly want to run back down and get them, but I might have to. Peas, kale, all doing well. Cabbages, doing really well. carrots, radishes, everything else in there. All good. Sweet corn. It's really jumped up since it was planted. Probably doubled in size, I'd say. Then the ones that were caught by the frost are starting to pick up now. So I'm glad I didn't compost them. Tomatoes, pumpkins doing okay. In fact, I've got a few slug pellets there. I might steal them and throw them by the beans. Save me a walk back to the car. They're organic slug pellets, as I always say, so they're not nasty on my skin or anything. Okay, that should do for now. They're all coming along nicely. Rockets coming on. Salad bed coming on. And everything's growing in there. I've got a tomato plant that needs tying up. I didn't really want to have to go in here today, but I'm going to do that before I leave. So that's at least a job done anyway. I can worry about that. Get my words out. I can worry about them the next weekend or next week even. Start again. That's a job done. I can worry about the rest of them next week. Okay, so that's it then. Flying half-hour visit to the allotment. Everything's looking good. Look at all these pigeons. There was 2 last year. Oh, dropped the hose. There was 2 pigeons. Look at them. Sky rats. They're nice in a pie though. If you've never tasted pigeon, it tastes a little bit like liver. I really like liver, so. Look at them. Over there, munching somebody's broccoli. Cheeky little things. I would honestly say pigeons are probably my worst allotment pest. Definitely not pets. My worst allotment pest. You can deal with slugs organically, and there's only really 2 things you can do with a pigeon. Well, shoot it and eat it. Unfortunately, I can't shoot on my allotment, so I won't be shooting the pigeons. So guys, do you remember I said about the netting? Be really careful with it. See, that's not my plot, but I'm going to have to rescue it. And this is why you have to be really careful with the netting. The ground dwelling birds, like that, looks like a blackbird, they hop around all day eating worms, slugs, snails, and they're great for the garden, but they're not the cleverest things in the world. I don't want to stress it out too much. He's alright. Didn't even need to touch him. Great stuff. So yeah, this is why you have to be really careful with the netting. I mean, you've seen the pigeons we've got, as I've just shown you. They would all be gone if you didn't put netting on. But it's you just, you know, don't know what else to say really. You either use it or you don't use it. If you've got the scaffold netting, use the scaffold netting. Birds don't tend to get trapped in that as much. At least he was alright. The worst thing is when they get their feet caught in the net and they literally just struggle themselves to death, which is not nice when you come down the plot one morning and you've got a poor bird upside down in the netting. Well, a bit of excitement and the bird went away happy, so glad I came down now. Bye, Mr. Pigeon. Right, catch you soon. Hi there, so me and Seth have just popped down the allotment to do some watering and we've picked some salad stuff out. I have to excuse the shake, so I haven't got my stand with me, it's just my phone in my pocket. So I'll spin the camera around and then you can have a look.
Hello.
Go on then, Seth, you show us what we've got.
So we've got some spring onions. We've took them out today because they're going to seed. And if you don't know what going to seed is, they're just these little pods on the end, and they're not very good to store. And then here's some spinach, and spinach is really nice. It's nice in salads,
Yeah.
smoothies.
See, we're saying I like my spinach massive like that because I like to fill it with cheese and stuff and roll it up like a wrap.
Or like couscous.
Yeah, that's it. And then we've also got some radishes.
Yeah.
In there. So we got a nice little box of salad stuff that'll keep us going for a couple of days with some other things we got at home. So
yeah.
say bye, Seth.
Bye.